I know what love could be. Welcome to this channel, to another song for you. And even if I hear this, will be another song to you. I'm not really understanding, but welcome to another view. Alright, so welcome heirs of our Father's promise onto another video. Okay, a video of edifying, a video of just love, understanding of why it's important as to why we need to be a better self, why we need to understand how better self really work, right? And the reason for that is important, and the reason to understand these things is not just important, but just so that we can learn, so that we can be better understanding of what we do learn. Because a lot of what, like I told you in the previous video, has to be met under a condition. So everything that we're going to experience in life will be conditioned. So that's why there's always these ups and downs that come, because the outcome is much greater than ourselves. Okay, so we can either play a part of the game as far as what is that? Oh, as far as we can either play the game as far as the systematic, shambles of sham that we're, brainwashed to think of, or we can just, follow Yahuwah's instruction and not worry about all of these things. But it's of your own discretion and your choice. So be of Christ and ask for discernment. All right, so now we're gonna start, and I would like for you all to grab your Bible, your biblioteca, okay? Because why? It's important that we know exactly what we're gonna get into. So, topic is what? Betrayal is what? Is seen before the effect. And why is that the subject? See, a lot of times we're given hints as to something before something bad happens. So like a lot of times, sometimes some people, they might feel like, a lot of you might get this little deja vu feeling where something you already experienced, or a place where you have already been, or a situation or a word that you've already heard from somebody or something, right? A lot of those things are warnings. We are warned. We are shown things before it happens. That's also a way of Yahuwah speaking to us in some aspects of reality. We just don't understand it. Remember, we are of Him. We are of His image. So no matter, everything that happens in this world is not coincidence, because things has to be coincide, meaning two things have to come together in an agreement for things to even exist. So an existence is truth. So if it's truth, that means that it cannot be random. That means it's purposeful. Okay? So we're gonna be in Saint Matthew's, Chronicles of Saint Matthew's, and not only in the Chronicles of Saint Matthew's, we're gonna be in chapter 26. And I would love for you all to grab your biblioteca, and it's already been more than 10 seconds. Of course, I'm a little bit fast, so, and I'm also prepped, so call me the Flash. All right, Zoom. I already traveled across the water. Maybe not. Forgive me, my little dry humor situation. It's good though, so laugh or not laugh, however that you would like. Please, don't bring me to comedy jail. Hey, look, I could write you a script, but just doing it off the rip, bars is not really it. Bars. I'm just saying, you guys don't want this. All right, let's get started. Matthew 26. All right, let's get started, guys. Let's get started. All right. Whoa, in the beginning, my phone just started acting crazy. All right, let me get started for you all. It all came to pass after all Yahusha spoke to his disciples Remember that, and this, mind you, this is around the time when he was telling his disciples that he's gonna get, you know, held captive as a prisoner for nothing. All right, let's continue. Remember that after 2 days, the feast of the Passover, I am to be betrayed and held captive by the gathered chiefs, priests, the scribes, and the elders of authority of many foundations governed by elder Caiaphas. 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 Of course, they'll attempt to persuade many of on capturing me in order to crucify. And this is where the hypocrisy happens. If the feast were not to come due to guilt and the people's questionings, they would have done it so. So around the time when they were in Christ's face, they couldn't do anything because they knew what? Um, yeah, a lot of people believe Christ to be a prophet, maybe not the Messiah, but the prophet, right? So they did not want that on them. They didn't want all that attention on them. You know what I mean? So what did they do? So not being a Simon Steed, the leper who lived, well, they lived in Bethany, a woman who carried an alabaster box and came before Christ with precious ointment and began pouring them before him while he was eating. But seeing this, the disciples questioned her motives as to why she's done so. Not only that, those ointment were very valuable, so they wondered why she didn't just sell them. Seeing their behavior, Christ questioned them, saying, "Why be troubled? She's done me nor you any harm, for she's done right before me. Let's not forget, you all never have offered me anything." Okay? Now listen, this is going to be a little bit apart where a lot of people don't understand. Now, a lot of people don't know that certain things are not normal. Like people don't just go up to you and pour oil on your feet. You have, enigmas of, or at least what people call it, enigmas or situations, right? That are considered, bad omens and somewhat. So let's just say that Christ already knew, right? Let's just say that he already knew, right? And even if somebody were to poison him by putting poison in his food, all it's going to do is just speed up the process as far as to what his purpose was, right? So let's continue, and I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of that, a little bit of some seconds to think about what I just said a little bit. Unlike her, she's done it for my passing. She Let me say it one more time. Unlike her, she's done it for my passing. So much I say unto you, these teachings will be heard amongst many, even all this woman has done. Meaning what? She will be remembered. She participated. Wasn't, even though we call Judas, a betrayer, right? Didn't he still participate as to why Christ did what he did? Mm. He even told them at the table, yeah, you guys are gonna betray me. I already know. Don't worry about it. Let's continue. At that time, one of the 12 disciples named Judas Iscariot went and dealt shady things with the chief priests. Crazy how we're talking about Judas now, huh? There, he asked his share of exchange value if he disposed Christ's location. And so thereon, they agreed to their contracts for 30 silver pieces in exchange. From there, he began mapping their whereabouts. Now, the day came that the feast of the body came, and the disciples asked Christ where he would like to feast at. Why would that be important? Because the that was basically considered the bread. The bread, if nobody picked on to that, because a lot of time when we talk about the body, that's a spiritual term of your vessel. Okay, oneness, unity of oneness, not the other way around. Let's continue. Verse 18. All right. He told them out loud, go speak to a certain person and let them know that his time has come. is his time to come is at hand, and it'll be in the house of which they are currently staying at. And they obeyed him and prepared the Passover table. So when he said that, that was a declaration, a hint to disclose exactly the location, the pinpoint location, because the mountain was where they were found, but then the mountain in that place was not too far off, because they got drunk, except for Christ. But a lot of them, they were lightly drunk to a point where they passed out when they once they got to the mountain. But we're gonna get to that part, right? And they obeyed him. When evening came, he sat with them as they ate. He said that someone among them will betray him. Hearing this, they began to be shocked. So they asked Christ individually if it's them. So he said, the one that places his hands in the same dish as mine will be the one to betray me. It's always the greedy ones. It's always those that are ready to, oh, you think, oh, because, oh, we're cool like that. We're eating the same thing. You gonna grab the bigger one? Let's continue. Hey, look, we all had our problems where we then all took some type of food, drank something more than the when we should have, or ate more than we should have, right? Let's continue. All right. He then said it was predestined. Oh, my apologies. Yeah. He then said it was predestined, but it'll be better for he that does such thing to not be born at all. And we all know that Judas, he hung himself. Then Judas in guilt asks last, Master, is it me? Christ then said, You said it, not I. As they ate, Christ broke the bread and prayed upon it and gave it to them and reminded them that this is his body. As for the cup of wine, he said that which is his blood that will wash us of new form of my apologies. As for the cup of wine, he said that which is his blood that will wash us of new forms of sin. Then he told them that he would not drink from their cup until the last day when they'll reunite again in the heavens. After their festival feast, they sung in glee and they departed to Mount Olives. Upon the mountain, he reminded them that they'll be offended for what is to happen next as to why they'll have to separate. But remember that, as this is him speaking, I'll rise again and I will head towards Galilee. Peter then said to Christ, I am not surprised, although the common person will. So Christ gave him a hard truth to swallow and said, When the night will come before the day that starts coming, when the roosters will crow, you will deny me 3 times. You will deny me 3 times. Now, upon venturing to Gethsemane, I'm going to say that, Gethsemane, 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 Gethsemane. I think that's how you say it. Gethseman. Gethsemane. Gethsemane. We're just gonna say that. Christ tells the disciples to wait for, because I can't. I can, but saying it in English is a little bit. You know what I mean? And we don't want to have these disruptive situations going on. But Christ, let's continue. Christ tells the disciples to wait for arrival while he goes to pray in my walk. While he goes to pray in his walk, my apologies. But before heading out, Peter and the 2 sons of Zebedee followed him in a sad manner. But Christ comforted them, telling them his journey would have to come to a stop, but be loyal and stand by me even until this end. Leaving them and walking off, he stood before a rock and he kneeled down and began to ask and said, Yahweh, if it be your will, let this be so, and not of mine, and not of my own will, but of yours. After prayer a bit longer, he finished and met with Peter and the sons of Zebedee as he found them sleeping. Now they were slightly drunk, and this is how you could tell. There are three parts, well, four parts. So he asked them, "You could you could my apologies." So he asked them, "You couldn't help it. Watch my back." When somebody say you couldn't help it, watch my back, what does it mean? Like you're sleeping already. They had wine. Put two and two together. Okay. He then said, "You must watch and pray so that you fall not into temptation, and be willing spiritually, but your flesh is tired." But he left them and went back to pray. For the second time, he said again, "Eli, if this is my fate, let it be so, but not of my own, but not of mine, but of your will, but of yours. For I accept." My apologies. Let me reread that again. But he left them and went back to pray for the second time. He said again, "Eli, if this is my fate, let it be so, but not of my will, but of yours, for I accept." Now, upon coming back to them, he found them sleeping again, and this time they were in a deep sleep. Slightly drunk, might seem a little bit drunk. Okay? So he left them and went to pray for the third time, saying the same words. And afterwards, he went back to them and told them to rest, for the hour is coming, and betrayal has taken its course of actions against him. But then he woke Peter and the sons of Zebedee and told them it has begun, and the act of betrayal has taken shape. Although Judas said nothing, behold, he is seen with a great multitude of men with swords, as Christ standing with the rest of the disciples. For Judas told the chief priests and the elders, "Whosoever I will humble myself before, and that's the one you must arrest." Right? "I will humble myself before, and that's the one you must arrest." Then Christ asked them, "Why did they come?" And immediately he was held captive by the intruders. But one of his disciples grabbed the priest servant's sword and cut off his ear. Christ didn't like that a bit and told them all to lower their sword, for if anyone draws them, they will all die by it. By then he healed the ear. Then he said, "Do you think I cannot call on Eli, and he will grant me 12 more legions of angels by my side?" Not only that, how will Eli's promise be fulfilled? So Christ asked the multitude, "Why have you come to me as if I've stolen or murdered? Who do you think I am? For most if you for most of you I taught you in the temple, and now you lay your hands on me?" But no matter, this was done so that the prophecy is to be fulfilled. Understanding this, the disciple fled, and those that held Christ captive led him away to Caiaphas, the high priest, and the scribes and the elders. To the high priest and the scribes and the elders. Peter nevertheless followed them behind and blended amongst them to watch the whole trial. Now upon the trial starting, the chief priests and the elders called in false witnesses, and there was none to be found. There was two that attempted, one saying that Christ has made a claim stating that he will rebuild the temple after he destroys it in 3 days. Now the high priest was excited as he rose and asked Christ if he be willing to defend himself to these potential allegations. And he did, but he didn't really speak for real. This is how we see the greed of pleasure through entertainment. But Christ didn't respond. So the high priest said to him, he advised Christ before Eli, it's in his favor to defend himself, for he it for he is for is he well, that was more so of a question. My apologies. It is in his favor to defend himself, for is he even the true Messiah? So Christ said unto them, Although I am here, you will see me sitting on the right hand of Eli, and come back again in the clouds from above. Hearing this, the high priest took it in as an insult and immediately said that Christ spoke of blasphemy. That's wild. Okay, what other witness do they inquire? So they counseled amongst themselves, and they concluded death. Many people harassed him and spit on him. They mocked him and said unto him, Prophecy who? For who hit you on your head? To basically say that he's going to Lulu. All right. As that was occurring, Peter was watching not too far from the servants, and a young woman came by him at the palace and said unto him, You were with him too, Christ of Galilee. But he denied her statement and said he had no clue of what she's saying to him. As he left on the porch, another woman came by and said that he was the Christ of Nazareth. Again, he denied such statements. And a third time, many more grouped together and mentioned him by reassuring that he was with Christ as one of the disciples. When that started taking course, he felt pressured, and then he denied their allegations. And from there, the rooster crowed. And from there, the rooster crow was heard. Thereon he remembered the words of Christ advising of his actions before and after the rooster crows, and so in guilt he cried and left bitterly. But he told him already ahead of time. And that was just 26, okay? That was 26. And we're gonna go to 27, but it's gonna be a short verse instead of us reading the whole thing. And I want to speak about that. So all of these things, as far as we can see, right? Like the hints of betrayal has been given to all of them, but they did not catch the hints. Not only that, they didn't understand that it was meant to happen so that the greater cause is to take place. So when somebody do wrong to you, don't mean it doesn't mean they're gonna keep doing wrong to you forever. No, it's just a temporary thing sometimes as well. So somebody doing you wrong could really be your favor. It can really be in your favor. You just want to know. You just would not know. You wouldn't know. Let me give you another one for before I really start giving a closing statement. We're gonna go to chapter 27, right? And this is gonna be from this is gonna be about from like I believe 16 all the way, oh I mean not 16, my apologies. Yeah, well, oh my apologies, not 16, 17. Is it? Nope, it is definitely 16. I mean 14. I mean 15, my apologies. My apologies. 15. 1 5. All right. 15. And we're going to start. This is going to be important for a lot of people. And some of you that are husbands and wives out here or just in a relation, right? About to be a husband and wife, hopefully. Okay. So Pele said unto him, Notice not how much accusations that are being brought on you. Mind you, this is around the time when Pele already got hold of Christ and they were going through a trial, right, of his own, choosing. Christ didn't speak not one word, and Pele was marveled. Throughout all of the accusations that they given unto him, he's not saying nothing. Know this, he gave the crowd the option to pick between Barabbas and Christ. He knew it was out of hate they picked and demanded all along this entire thing. But I'm going to get you guys to understand that the wife knew. Like I said, hint. The wife knew. She was feeling deranged about it. Okay? Even his wife told him not to have anything dealing with Christ, for he is innocent. She's been having nightmares of him all day long. But the chief priest persuaded him and bid Barabbas instead, as they wanted all along. Then he asked, What shall he do with Christ? And they said, Crucify him. And this is where we see that we see that Pilate listened to his wife. Not only that, he knew better because he saw the hints and he used the sound logic and knowledge and wisdom that he was given. What did he do? Pilate then asked the multitude why and then said, he has done no wrong. But they wanted, but you're chanting even more. Oh, my apologies. I said you. But they're chanting even more. Seeing that he could do no more, he washed his hands before them, saying his hands will not be covered with an innocent man's blood. So he listened to his wife, and he basically afterwards he told them that's everything else is on you. And they didn't want they felt guilty about it, but well they felt scared about it, so they didn't want to do it. That's why they try to get somebody else to do it. Even if there's a courting system, that don't mean they couldn't kill them, but they still were in fear. That's why they try to do what they could do. Simple. I want you guys to understand. Think about what you do before you do, right? And think of Christ first. Think of Yahuwah first. Ask him, is it a good idea? Because a lot of times we do things because it seems stable, but the whole time, like I was tempted to do something today, but I held my regards for the simple fact that I know better, right? I held my regards because of the simple fact that I know better and I was told to do better. So now, being that the case, right? Does that mean that I gotta go and do what I was told not to do? No, I'm not gonna do that until unless I get the notion to be given a yes. Because if a no was given unto me, that means I'm gonna follow no. Let your nay be nay and your yes be yes, or your yea be yea and your nay be nay. Right? There's no in between. Oh no, I feel like this is no. It's either you hear it or you don't. And if you hear it, 9 out of 10, it is exactly what you're hearing. There's something in my I think it's an eye boogie or something. Doesn't matter. Eyelashes be long anyways. I sometimes don't like it, but it is what it is. But yeah, let your name be nay and your yay be yay. Don't let people try to confuse you, contradict you just because hints are given to you. So sometimes you gotta go through these arguments, these fights, these problems, so that you can be victor in the sense of not only just seeing your father's glory, but seeing your father's glory being manifested in you. So for a lot of you guys, you guys are fighting for your own what? For your own glory and not for the glory of Yahuwah. Okay? Don't let nobody insult your creator. Stand for exactly what you say. Always unto the bitter end. Don't be bitter. I'm not saying beer and like be bitter. No, don't be bitter. Just stand for what you say. Stand for your loyalty. If it's love, stand for it. Because even Judas, he felt sorry in I believe it's in chapter 28. Well, no, I believe it's in chapter 27. But it was like either early in the chapter of 27 or later in the later parts of the chapter 27. And even Judas, he was convicted. He felt convicted, conflicted, matter of fact. And because he knew that he basically just got innocent blood to what? He caused innocent blood to be shed. So when Christ said that he will betray them, he wasn't saying in a sense that that person is best to not exist in a way where like, oh, that person had done me wrong. No, like if the soldiers had done Christ wrong, right? Did they go and kill themselves? No. It's because he went and committed suicide. He went and committed suicide upon himself. And then what happened? When Christ was crucified and he gave up the spirit, many people came back from the dead. For a lot of people that haven't watched my videos, go and watch like maybe I would say the 40th video, not the 40th, like yeah, like the 30th something video. I talk about Judas in that video, and you're gonna like that. For a lot of you fiction novel people out here, you're gonna like that. This sci-fi stuff that you guys like. It's not fake, it's not fiction, but it's real. Blah blah blah. Okay? All of this stuff is very much real. Mythical beings that you've never heard of, things that you only dream of thinking that it's possible. It's real. Just don't exist in the sense of where you can see it. And majority of it was already separated from the eyes of what we are living in the continent that we live in. hmm If it's not spiritual, then it's just mythical in the sense where it's spiritual, or it's just metaphysical, meaning it can transform, it can take shape, it can convert energy. hmm Everything in this world that we think is not real, understand that the moment you even think of it, it becomes life. Now, the amount of life that it takes for it to have its own intelligence, that's not for us to know. It's not. Your perception is very, very powerful because you were making the likeness of your creator. So the eldest son, who is Yahushua Yahusha, for in him Yahuwah Elohim has given us the ordinance to move mountains. So what makes you think that you can't speak about something or think about something that could be an inanimate object, and it starts to grow a mouth and eyes and start saying, hello, how would you like your tea this morning? With some crumpets, a biscuit, I don't even know, an English muffin. I don't even think that's what people really eat in England at all. I think it's just probably a blueberry or a banana muffin or whatever the case is. I preferably don't like muffins like that. Even the chocolate chip, it's just ugh, 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 ugh. Don't like. I do not like muffins at all. I'd rather eat a bagel plain than a muffin. And if you add some cream cheese on there, some cheese on there, don't even matter if it's cream cheese. I would take cheese and then just melt the cheese on the actual bagel itself. It don't matter what type, no, except for American cheese. I'm talking about that luxurious cheese, right? I will consume a bagel like it is not ever met before. See, I'm a foodie type of person, so like for a lot of people that don't know how to cook or don't know exquisite taste. Okay, you speak that French, c'est quelque chose que tu dois manger. hmm It's really good. It's really good. All right, I would love for you guys to just enjoy life. Please enjoy life in Christ. Stand in truth. That's the main thing. Because hints of exactly your betrayers will be shown to you. They're gonna pop up left and right on your virtual mobile. It'll be either on your virtual mobile device. It'll either be on YouTube, it'll be on who knows, it'll be on YouTube, it'll be TikTok, it'd be Instagram, it'd be any of these dating apps. It could be anything. It can even be on, I don't know, what app do I have here on this? Facebook Messenger. Um, what is that other app called? WhatsApp. I don't have it on this phone, but I definitely do have it on a different phone. It can even be through your Gmail. People get scam calls out here. Who are you to not get scam calls? We all get scam calls and scam emails and messages out here. Sometimes here and there in the blue moon. Sometimes on a weekly basis, right? But then it's like what's the truth. So why you gonna play into their game? And me personally, I like trolling a little bit, but not in the sense of negativity, but just to like, okay, since you guys like to send me these emails, I'm just gonna get you to not like sending emails to me, because you're gonna get tired of, responses. That's gonna basically give you hope, but then it's like when you read it, you gotta read it like 3 to 4 times before you understand my humor, and then the meaning that I give. I will double mean a situation, a sentence, just so that when you read it the first time, you're gonna laugh, and then you read it again, you're like, ha 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 ha, that's what he was saying. Yes, I got bars. Like, I'm not really one of these people. Like, no, I got bars. Like, I can actually write. I can actually, if I was to be a rapper, right, not a singer or musician or artist, whatever the case is, I actually got bars. Like, I can actually freestyle to a point where writing is not necessary. And this is not me bloating or gloating or anything like that, but I've been definitely practicing for a very long time, like a very long time. High school times, now times, everything time. Like, I'm nice. Okay. Now, I'm not going to stand on here and be like I'm the best person in the world, but like, as far as entertaining, yes, I am definitely I'm up there. I know for sure I'm up there, cuz there's a lot of people that would say a lot of stuff and they can't get one word without having to curse, let alone if they got to curse, they can't switch up the flow. And if they can't switch up the flow, they can't humor you, they can't do any of this stuff. Like, my writing is a little bit more dangerous than my freestyling, but my freestyling is much fun to hear because it's on the spot, you know. So if any of you would like to hear some some Christ like bars, you know what I mean? I could get something done for you guys, and it's not even gonna be a problem at all, because I personally need to be making some songs anyways, and I'm on the verge of doing that regardless. So I pray that you guys support me in this, because this is definitely a road that I want to take, and I'm not trying to do this for influence, but I just want to enjoy time with you guys. This is our platform, and that we can just share and enjoy Christ's love in general. That's the main thing for me, for real. um I can't really see nothing going on wrong with it, even if like I get hate or whatever the case is. But I can't really see no wrong in it anyway, so people can say whatever they want. If you want to support, you support. If you don't want to support, don't support. And that's not me saying that I'm asking you for money. This is not me speaking about money. This is just you showing up. That's it. If you show up, that's perfectly fine. Okay? You don't gotta give me no money. I don't even get paid off of YouTube. So I'm doing this for free for however long. Okay? So obviously, I don't care about the money. Okay, I don't care about the influence. This is just so that we enjoy. This is so that we enjoy. And of course, I'm not selling these songs. If somebody like a song, I don't mind making an album with you or whatever the case is. Or what's that word? Collaborate. I don't like. I don't mean the. I don't know. I was about to say I don't mean to collaborate. No, I wouldn't mind to collaborate, but of course, if it's a business outcome, please just keep it, consensual to business and nothing more. If it's personal, you just trying to be cool with me, whatever the case is, be cool and just be yourself. Like at all times, even through business, just be yourself. Because I'm one of the people, like I used to be a salesman, so coming at me, even if I don't know every term, trust and believe, by the way you're talking and what you're insinuating, I will know exactly what you're saying. If it's not now, it will eventually happen. Trust and believe. And I'm not saying that to be egotistic or any way like that or prideful, but I have been through enough stuff in life to a point where I read people without reading them or trying to read them. It's just I've been on cautious mode for so long. Everybody is potentially able to do wrong. I don't underestimate nobody, but I hope the best for people in the most positive way. So like Christ has said, what think like the snakes, right? Think like the vipers. Be not of them, meaning don't do exactly what they're doing. Understand their ways. Okay, understand their ways, but don't be like them. So just because I can rap like them, and don't mean that I gotta rap like them. right? You know what I mean? Just because I can sing like them, don't mean I gotta sing like them or sing everybody's song. You know what I mean? Just because I can play multiple instruments, don't mean that I have to play like them in every single instrument the way they do, the way that they do, not the do the way that they do. But I don't know why I say do twice, three times, thrice. But yeah, just if you want to hang, you want to make some music yourself with me, or you want to get some info, whatever the case is, on how you can start your stuff, yeah, just let me know. I'm not that bad. I'm not that bad with making beats and melodies, because majority of my stuff I've done it in two sides. The technical side, on the engineering side, and also the recording side. And let me tell you that both sides are not easy, because the recording, you got to match the pitch, you got to try to edify the situation for this to go up and down, you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, I would prefer just playing, creating the, making the notes, making the symphony of these melodies in generals, just playing it on the keyboard, maybe the guitar, maybe the bass or something, the drums, whatever the case is, right? Just having fun with it. But or maybe even the trumpet or the trombone, whatever the case is. But um I would prefer doing that than doing the engineering part, because man, when I tell you that that stuff it gets on my nerves sometimes, because like, yo fam, when I tell you it gets on my nerve, there's some moments where like I intentionally like try to do something because I see the mistake, and then my mistake becomes something so hard that I cannot even imagine that somebody could even just make this, let alone like this the melodies itself, because there are a lot of people that sample just off of old school stuff. So like, I'm not the type of person to really sample off of old school stuff. I like making my own stuff. I don't care about what. No, no, we're not doing that around here. No, somebody will come around and be like, "Oh, you getting a lot of attention from this. You owe me like $50 billion." Like, whoa, buddy. Like, listen, if I'm rich, I'm rich, but like, I'm not that rich. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I have that. Even if I don't got it, even if I could have it, like, no, buddy. Like, slow down. Like, wait a minute. Slow down. Wait a minute. You know what I mean? Like, shoot. Like I said, if anybody want to try to work with a brother, um, I'm not against it. Honestly, I'm really not against it. I would love to actually talk to some of you guys. Recently, there was a young woman that, a young lady in Christ, a sister in Christ. I don't know her from Adams to Eve or West, but she commented on the video, and I very do much appreciate it that you commented on the video. I love to really talk to you guys, even though I didn't say nothing, but just know that you're well thought of. You're thought of, man. You're thought of. And one of these days, you will definitely get a shout out, because, like I said, we're here to just grow, and of course, I'm gonna follow back. I'm not one of them type of people. You follow me, you do this. No, no, I'm gonna follow you back. Like, hey, look, do you not know that if this economy is based off of money, right? And we don't have to worry about money, but at the same time, there's certain things that might help us to make some money. Why not just grow and help each other? Does that make sense? Like, people are doing it on YouTube. I mean, on TikTok. Why not do it on YouTube? Just saying, like, look, you follow me, I follow you. Whenever you see my videos, just watch 15 to 20, 30 seconds. Like, that's all it takes, even a minute. If it's like a whole hour, like, I believe the limit is, like, you have to make an inference on that. But whenever you see a view pop up when you watching the video, just know you did that. So just go on, do that, give it a like. If you ain't gotta give it a comment, just whatever that it is, just press share if you want to. You know what I mean? Yeah. um Listen, I've been watching scaling. Just, there's a lot of things that YouTube themselves, they don't know, that I've seen a lot of their mistakes. They just don't know it yet, and I don't think I need to tell them at all. If they're allowing people to do this because they chose to allow people to do this, or whatever that it is, but there is a lot of things that they could really need to really check up on and stand on, because if not, there's gonna be a lot of mishaps going on in this on this platform. Like, they have no clue. But hey, they not paying me, so there's no reason for me to just be, oh, YouTube. Well, I'm not gonna say that. If they happen to watch this video, somebody come across this video and they ask me, what is it that you're I'll give them one. YouTube, if you watch this, I'll give you one of the mistakes that you got. And the other mistakes, you will have to actually pay me so I can help some of my neighbors. Because trust and believe, money ain't really a thing for me like that for real. But you know what I mean? I like helping people. So if you can help me help people in the sense of me not really dying so that I can help people in the sense of me not having nothing at all, please, that would be very helpful, okay? Because all I'm just gonna do is give Yahoo the credit, and then you guys will be following up with credit as well. So that's just gonna be how that's gonna go, honestly. But yeah, I'm a scriptive mastermind. Well, not a mastermind, but a very scriptive guy when it comes to these type of scenarios. But yeah, however that it is, be so okay. For my people, brothers and sisters, please just enjoy. Okay, this is a video. I show you guys my personality every single day. I have that. He could possibly snitch, but then, like, I don't know, he grew up in Baltimore, and the way he talking, he looked like he one of them type of hood smart dudes. Like, yeah, I'm not one of them, but just don't cross me if I was the other person that I used to be back then, because back then I was much more proper than now, and now it's just like I didn't care. Well, back then I did not care. I just would not allow myself to get caught. Okay, now it's like, do I care? Not really, because it's not my problem to be worrying about doing wrong to people. I like I don't mind working and making money, because there's nothing wrong with just working in general, but at the same time, it's exploiting people, lying to people. I was a salesman, and guys, I hated that. Like, I loved, like, at that time, I didn't understand what I was doing, but a lot of salesmen, even people that consider themselves Christians, understand that when you're lying to somebody just so you can sell something to them, or you exaggerate. Understand, remember with the video, previous video that I made about this, where even 80% of 100% of a truth is considered a lie. So something is 100% and you give 80% of it, that's still considered a lie, even if it's at your own benefit, because you don't have to. You can really tell somebody the truth, and just then you try to make them laugh, then you show them your personality. But if they don't like that, then 9 out of 10, they're just basically trying to play God, right? And that's not being competitive at all. That's just being ruthless, because let's just say they really need something, and then like you finesse them, and they don't tell you that they got kids and they might not be able to afford a certain rent or bill, and then now they're like $500-600 short, and they don't get paid until like the next month or something like that. That's gonna make you feel bad. Like stuff like that is very is you don't want that type of stuff to be on your conscience. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be upfront with you guys. I used to rob people, for real, for real. I had robbed people. I had stole from people. I had lied to people. And I'm not talking about just being a salesman, but I'm just saying, like, in my younger self, I used to be that type of person. You see that I'm here. I don't have no criminal records or nothing. That's because I'm not like my friends. I'm not gonna call them my previous friends. They're my friends at the end of the day. It's just that being an example unto other people, that when you come to them with ideas and stuff like that to better, their situation and your situation, so you can work together, they wouldn't even want to listen to you. So at the end of the day, I wouldn't even know where to begin with, especially if like people expected me to just put them on into a business. And it's just like, if I put you on into a business and then like you go ahead and then you betray me, and then my business flunk, I will be upset. Even if like I'm gonna forgive you, I will be very upset, and I will pray that you don't lose your life. But understand that Yahuwah don't play with his people at all. So I don't want to put somebody in that type of dilemma. But then it's like it's not that I don't want to. I would love to want to put somebody in a situation where they can make money, right? But it's just sometimes you can't do certain things with certain people because it's not meant to happen, right? You can give people opportunities, but then that don't mean you can't make the choice on what you want in life with certain options of things. People can make fun of you behind your back, you would never know. And then imagine that you do know, right? And then it's just like you're saying all of these things and I'm being very respectful to you, but you don't know exactly what I know about you, right? Let alone the same people that went against me, they hired you so that you can be against me. So you don't even know what I know, but then it's like because you don't know, you're just I could be laughing at you, but not really laughing at you for the sake of you being, doing something stupid, but more so you like not knowing exactly what's happening, right? Thinking that somebody's left in the cold. A lot of times we got to be very wary of how we do business, guys. That's why I keep saying that money is not the root of all of this. Is as far as like how we're supposed to live life. It's just we're supposed to enjoy life, right? We're supposed to enjoy life and live according to what Yahuwah allows us to do so that we can better ourselves, because a lot of times we're creating trauma through all of this stuff. That's why I stick to the simple things that I need to stick to, because at the end of the day, all of this toxic all of this toxic how do you say it? Toxicity I think I said it right. Toxicity toxicity I think I said it right. Help me in the comment section, please. All of this toxicity that's happening nowadays, um it's because a lot of people are not happy. And even with people, you think that somebody's making money, but then they're in a relationship, nice relationship, but then the man end up cheating or the woman end up cheating, or you find out that the man was in a relationship because of interest, or he was, yeah, because of interest. And the same thing with the woman, like it's a never ending cycle. You shouldn't be in situations where you don't have to be in. Let alone you shouldn't be in problems that you don't have to be in. You get all of those hints. And Yahuwah gives you those hints. Like I said, you get feelings like deja vu. I get those type of feelings a lot. I've had dreams when I was like 11, 12, 13, right, that I remember still to this day. Not only that, like there are situations that I have dreamed about that is happening now in my life, that I'm understanding that there are certain things that are meant to happen in this world, and we are all part of it. Either if you play a lower form of it or a higher form of it, everything that happens in this world is not by coincidence, it's on purpose. Even if it is by coincidence, but coincidence is not randomness. So we all have things to do, right? We can't live. A lot of us are chosen to work for Christ. So a lot of us, we can't do what everybody is doing by the norm, where we can go out to parties doing all of this stuff. So if somebody, let's just say that if you're a man and a woman likes you or something like that, and she's a party type of person, or she might not be a party type of person, but she don't mind smoking, drinking, all of this party hectic situations that might come to be frivolous problems in the future. Yeah, that will be problematic, because if it's not something that she can choose to do whenever she wants, and she sometimes feel like the moment she gets a certain emotion, she feels like she has to do it, it would be problematic. And trust and believe, I used to smoke, I barely drank. Every time I talk to you guys, I don't just talk to you guys as if like, you know I'm I'm just trying to relate, but more so I am relating because I've been through certain things in life that I'm pretty sure that you can understand. So don't think that you're alone. Don't think that you're by yourself. That when you're depressed or you feel like you're depressed, understanding it's a spirit, it's an influence. Understand that a lot of things that go in this world is on purpose. You know what I mean? Even your good, your bad, all of it. So that's why when you pray unto Yahuwah, you say, Yahuwah, enjoy this day with me. Enjoy this nutrition, this food, this meal with me. Enjoy this time with me. Not even in the bad times, but the good times as well. Because even in the bad times, that don't mean that a slight good cannot help you. You know, it cannot improve you. It cannot move you to another heightened level of understanding or mindset. Everything is beautiful. Everything is good, is given unto us for the sake of us living better. So it's not money that's going to do that. It's your heart, your mind, and your spirit, your perception, basically. Your perception and your ability to convert in the right way. Okay? So please keep your faith, be loyal. And if anybody want to work with me, let me know, all right? I love you all. And if nobody told you that they love you today, tell them that I told you that I love them and I love you all. And I'm gonna give you a very big kiss onto you all. And a kiss to our Father, for in him Yahuwah, for also in him Yahushua Yahusha, in him Yahuwah Elohim, and our Adonai. All right. So favor unto you, protection, all right, strength, diligence, wisdom, and many more of an abundance that comes with that. Okay. Love you. Until another video. I said a knock. Oh, wait a minute. And whose name am I saying right now? Not Enoch. But yes, until another video.